Hi there. Here we have another experiment. I don't know if I have the color or the lighting right or anything. Right now, I'm just a ditz. Okay? And I've been kind of out of it this way. The last video I just recorded and converted, it's not uploaded yet, talks about this. And I really don't know if I can make any sense, but the thing is, I really can't accomplish anything else either because I don't really have use of the mind right now. And what came to me just a little bit ago was that I'm getting some kind of a download, and it's really, really big. And it's just a whole lot, and it's very compressed. And it's going on at other levels of my being, but in some way it's got the mind tied up quite a bit. Now, I don't know that that's the case, but that's what came to me, and usually my intuition is pretty good. I have a written video, that's good. Okay? Make allowances. I have a written journal here just in case I would want to try to read it to you, but I don't really think that's such a good idea. I mean, I'm just out of it. So why am I recording? I don't know. I'm not good for anything else right now. I thought maybe some words would string together for me. So you turn the camera on and you say, well, let's see. Um, I do want to share something that I'm really excited about. And but I figured I'd have to wait until whatever this is complete in order to be coherent enough to do this. But I will at least mention, um, I'm sure a lot of you will know who Peter Russell is. He has a delightful English accent. He's a scientist, a physicist, I'm assuming, and he's got some really great lectures out there. And he brings science and consciousness together. And once upon a time, I found a 1 hour and 9 minute lecture that he did that I fell in love with. I found it on the net, but it got pulled for copyright reasons, I expect, and it just disappeared. And I was so disappointed. But I have my own copy. And so I have listened to it again and again, and it gets me high. It really does. It just takes me there. It's called The Primacy of Consciousness. And he was really stepping out. Now, this lecture's a little older. It's from several years ago. He was really stepping out because this lecture, although it started with science, was very much about consciousness. And it's just superlative. And I love it so much that I wrote to him. You take a chance. There's a peterrussell.com and there was a contact us, so I wrote to him. And I told him what I thought of his lecture and how it's so perfect in basically 1 hour's time. He links up science and consciousness, and not just consciousness, but I mean, he takes you to the heights, to the depths, to whatever. It's just right on. And I told him I felt like it was a really important lecture and so timely that it's really the prescription that so many of us could use right now to literally wake up. especially those of us that are on the verge, on the edge, but we can't quite manage maybe to completely let the mind go. And that is what it takes. At a certain point, you have to be willing to not just say, I don't know, but to joyfully embrace it, to leap off into the void of, I don't know, I don't care, I don't need to know, I'm fine, thank you very much. And if I never know, that'll be fine too. Well, that's a pretty big leap for us mind-centric folks. Well, this lecture, though, it takes you by the hand. It does it. It leads you there. It's so beautiful. And so I went on a little bit about it in this email that I sent him, and oh my God, he wrote back to me. And he did just what I asked him to. I told him, you know, it'll cut into your income a little because I know you're selling the DVD, but this lecture is so awesome. Would you please just upload the whole thing? And so he did. Peter Russell has a YouTube site, and the primacy of consciousness, the whole lecture is uploaded there. And it blisses me out, folks. It does. It just... He cruises right on the edge of the balance, and it's a ballet. I could cry over it. It's just, but then, you know, I told you at the up front, I'm a Ditz, and that's really where I am right now. And so I'm going to get more anchored at some point and take his points that he makes and some of the things that he says and go deeper into them the way my heart leads me to do, and play with them and ponder with them and have some fun making some videos around it. But you know, once isn't enough, so I thought I'd give you, maybe I didn't think at all, higher self thought that I would give you a heads up so you could go listen at least once before I get around to doing that. Go figure. I mean, lately it's almost been as if the light beings could just about be seen in the room. Not exactly, but the veil is thinning. You know, it really is. And I'm sensing this. And I don't know. I don't know is the space that I occupy. And we'll just see. We'll just stay open and see. How about that? Okay, so I'll let this be that. I will put the link to the primacy of consciousness both in the YouTube description and in the text companion, not transcript, that will go with this over on Scribed. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm going to say one more thing. It's also possible, and I have to be open to this, and I am. It's the full moon. I think I heard somebody call it the super full moon or something, because the moon is closer to the earth than it's been in like 20 years or something like that. The moon has an effect on us, not just because it's the moon. It's a very intentional thing. So, just for fun, I'm going to recommend that everybody go watch the movie. It's a sci-fi flick, and it's available free online, the whole thing, called They Live. And there is a real control mechanism that's operated from the moon, like psychotronics, that uses advanced technology to create a web of control on the earth. Now, all of the dark forces, the Illuminati, the whoever we want to call them, all of their control structures are pretty much falling apart. They're not gone yet. We still have some slogging through to do, but for a long time, they managed to keep us out of contact with higher self, with inner self, with the heart, with the soul, with divinity. And that ain't happening anymore. I mean, if you want to be in heart, you can go there, you can be there, you can do that. You are that. And so that is great evidence of their whole plan and mission, whatever it is, falling apart, because it was really important for them to stall us and keep us in lower vibration, frequency, frame of reference, lower energies. And when you connect up with your heart, you're connecting with higher self, and you're going up in consciousness. Your frequency, your energy is rising. So, but I just thought I'd mention it's the night of that super full moon. So it's also possible my being this way has something to do with that. I don't know. I'll let you know later, though, whenever I do find out, because I'm sure that I will. Goodbye and God bless. And remember, goodbye is a contraction for God be with ye.